Welcome back to the Retro-Craptacular podcast, where each month we continue our search for the best bad movies on the planet Earth. I am your host, Aaron, and I am joined, as always, by my super-duper co-host, Matt.
Was so kind. Good evening, friend.
So you're easily the best co-host I have.
Well,
On
it's like when my mom says that
you're better than Steve.
Oh, yeah. All right. Go suck it, Steve.
Yeah, suck it. Cool, man. How's life? It's too late for this.
For small talk?
Yeah.
Entirely fuck small talk.
We're doing this way later than we usually usually we end at this time.
Yeah.
And we're just starting. Oh boy, here we go.
The late nights retro craptacular.
So it
get
could
comfy on my couch here. Yeah, just adjusting.
just creaking in the couch that you're sitting on is literally a hide bed with no mattress in it and just a sheet of plywood underneath it.
I'm well acquainted.
It is. It is. Yeah, but I gotta paint a word picture for the listeners. They don't know the inner workings of my couch. Anyways,
You haven't read your Wikipedia page?
No, I haven't written my Wikipedia page yet. I'm working on it. So, I remember when we were talking about the live action Lion King?
Yes.
And you were like, "Oh, I thought it was gonna be like a live action adaptation of the Broadway play, and like people in cat costumes and blah." Remember when you were all like that?
That was a really good imitation of my voice.
Yeah, well, I owe you an apology, sir, because I was
What?
like, obviously no one's ever gonna do that. That's the stupidest thing ever. You're dumb. But no, someone's doing that.
Someone's doing that?
Well, not with the Lion King, but they're doing a Cats movie, and they're literally just
Like a movie version of the Broadway.
yeah. But it's gonna be like mocap, I guess. Like they're gonna do like CGI,
Oh.
but it's gonna be like cat people.
Oh,
Like they're not
boy.
just gonna make like a tabby, and have it like sing and dance. It's gonna be like
Cat people.
cat people, but CGI.
All right.
So, anyways, that's happening.
Interesting.
It's really not. I mean, it kind of is. I just wanted to bring it up because I thought it was interesting that you were all like, "Ooh, that would be a cool thing," and I was all like, "Stupid, you're stupid," and then it happened.
Yeah, you just pooped all over it.
Yeah, I was like, obviously, no one would ever do that, but then it happened. So I don't know. How do you feel about this? Do you feel vindicated?
Nope.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's not the same.
All right, we're off to a hot start.
We're just roaring down the lanes tonight, my friend.
Mark Hamill is gonna be the voice of Chucky in Child's Play.
What?
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
He's in such movies as Star Wars and
I've seen that one, yeah.
Wind Rider. No, that's
Slipstream.
Slipstream. That's the one.
Dude, I know all about Slipstream.
And he's gonna be the voice of Chucky. You know, the killer doll.
Oh, that Chucky.
Yeah, that Chucky. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, there's no other. What other Chucky would there be?
I don't know. Chuck E. Cheese?
Are there Chuck E. Cheese in our country?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
I've never seen one.
Didn't there used to be one that like by the Costco?
No.
No, maybe.
I mean, not that I'm aware of.
Maybe not.
It seems like such an American trope. It's like, but like when someone,
It's just like an arcade, right?
when I hear someone say like, "Oh, let's go to the Chuck E. Cheese," I think of in my mind if we were like, "Oh, let's go to Castle Fun Park."
Yeah, well, it's the same thing, right? It's just like an arcade. When you can have your birthday party.
I guess. Do they also have mini golf? Because Castle Fun Park has mini golf.
Maybe. I don't know now if we have them in Canada.
I've never seen one. I've never heard anyone talk about it in real life. I've just heard it referenced on, Community and such.
Yeah, and I remember seeing like commercials for it on Fox Kids.
Huh.
In the like Saturday morning cartoon lineup.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, yeah, Mark Hamill, he's gonna be the voice of a killer doll.
Cute. He's a great voice actor.
Dude, he's so good.
He's friggin' phenomenal.
So good. And I'm so glad that he's getting work.
Yeah.
You know? Because like he's great.
He's fantastic.
I think he's in that Nightfall movie or TV show now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Playing some like old Knights Templar guy with a bunch of
Dope.
yeah. It's good, man. It's good. Um, yeah, I like that people are back on the Hamill train
Mm.
because yeah, he was kind of just like relegated to being like a voice actor for a while. You know, which like he was great. Like the Joker is fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's like, you know, he can face act too.
He can. He absolutely can.
Yeah.
Face act.
Yeah.
Face actors are an interesting breed in the acting world.
Did you watch that video essay that who was it? I think Nerdwriter did all about Ian McKellen and how he acts just with his eyes?
Oh no, I haven't.
It's like look, it's not anything profound. Like I think we kind of all knew this. But it's kind of just like a big old gush session where it's like, oh my god, look at how good Ian McKellen is in this scene, and then this scene, and then this scene, so good with his eyes, and it's like yeah, dude, we know. He's
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I think he's fantastic. I'd watch it.
is he the greatest living actor?
I am not at liberty to say.
Pretty fucking good though.
Pretty fucking good, indeed.
Like, pretty really fucking great.
Pretty really fucking great.
Yeah.
Pretty really fucking great, bro.
Speaking of Mark Hamill, there's a little trailer for a little movie that dropped last week. That I think you probably saw the trailer. This movie. Mark Hamill's gonna be in it.
They're doing a sequel of Slipstream.
Slipstream 2.
Oh my gosh!
Slip on into your
Pajamas.
Butt. Oh,
what? We went real different directions there.
Slipping on into your butt. Slipstream 2.
Electric Slipperoo.
I choose you, Pikachu. All right. There's another Star Wars movie coming out. And they made a trailer for it.
Yes, episode The Last.
The last episode.
Yes.
What do you think? What are the feels you have? What are the thoughts you have? Are your thoughts and your feels at odds with each other, or are they in beautiful harmony?
I think there was some odds. I mean,
yeah.
like on the one hand, it was just a teaser trailer, so it didn't really give us anything
True
about the movie.
I have no idea what's happening in this movie.
Nope.
At some point, Rey is gonna do a flip.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren's gonna like choke slam a guy.
But like maybe those things won't make it into the movie.
And they're gonna find a wrecked Death Star.
I mean, that's very likely going to happen.
Either the first or the second. I'm guessing the second
act.
No, Death Star.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, one real. Yeah, of course. Second Death Star. Idiot. So, yeah. So we didn't really learn much, but then also like, it's the next Star Wars movie. Of course, I got jazzed when I was watching it.
Yeah. Oh
like,
yeah.
I'm like on board regardless.
Yeah.
So those were two kind of contradictory feelings, and then another one was like, I really because
wait, what was the first feeling?
Though we just didn't get much.
Out
of the trailer.
Yeah, sure.
And then also it was like, because episode 8 went and just like it was a totally different direction, and it just expanded really the scope of what a Star Wars movie could be in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was just a lot more, and it was very unexpected.
Definitely.
That like this movie could go anywhere.
Yeah.
And part of that is really exciting, and then part of it is like it could go anywhere, and there are a lot of bad places that it could go.
Yes. Yeah.
And so there's excitement and trepidation all worked up together. And then that's all compounded by the reveal of course, the Emperor's return.
Oh my god. That was like I was on such a high. I was getting jacked up. And then saw the Death Star, wrecked Death Star, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool thing. And then I heard the laugh, and I was like, ah, fuck off. You fucking kidding me?
Of
Fuck you, J.J. Abrams.
course, you had such a strong reaction.
Like, look, I loved The Force Awakens. The
Mm-hmm.
movie was exactly what it needed to be. It's not the best Star Wars movie ever.
But it was great.
It's nowhere near the worst Star Wars movie ever.
Definitely
It's
not.
really fun. Bunch of cool new characters that I love. Old characters coming back. The perfect mix of like new thing and just enough fan service to like really like poke at the nostalgia,
Yeah.
you know? But the whole like my favorite part of The Last Jedi was like for a whole year before The Force Awakens came out, and it's like, oh, who's this Snoke guy? Why do we know? Have we never heard of this guy before?
Yeah.
Who's he gonna be? And then like he was
So
just a
many
guy in
fan
a big
theories.
chair, and then everyone was like, oh, we didn't find out anything about Snoke. I guess we're gonna find out in the next one. And I'm like, I don't really fucking care.
Yeah.
Like he's a big bad guy in a big chair.
I remember us talking before the movie came out. It'd be like, it doesn't matter. It would be great if it just didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Who is the Emperor? I don't know. Old guy in a chair. Who cares?
Yep.
Shoots lightning out of his hands. Generally bad. So, like, when my favorite moment of that movie is when they just unceremoniously kill Snoke
Yep.
in the middle of Act 2.
'Cause
And
his purpose as a character was to further Kylo Ren's character. It didn't matter who
Yeah.
he was, right?
yeah,
Like,
Kylo Ren is the bad guy of the series, not Snoke.
mhm.
He's not important. That's why he didn't get any character development, and Kylo Ren did.
Yep.
Why people can't see this, I don't understand. That's another story. But now, if they do what I assume they're gonna do, and it's like, oh, Palpatine was behind it the whole time. He's back, motherfuckers. Then I'm gonna be like, well, that sucks.
Yep. I feel like
What?
no,
Sorry,
go
no,
ahead. No, I just
All right, I'll go.
okay.
But
So,
there's a decent chance.
I'm just fucking with.
There's a decent chance that this is just JJ trying to pull the wool over our eyes, and like the Emperor is back, but like they just find a holocron or something like that, and he comes out of the holocron. It's like a recording, you know.
It'll be
like,
amazing
what?
is if they find him and he's just like sitting in a throne and he's like, "Wah, ha, 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 ha." And then Kylo Ren just kills
Just
him.
cuts him in half again. Oh my god, that would be good. Oh, that would be amazing.
Just like the
I would-
biggest middle finger to all those angry fans.
I would get down on my knees and worship J.J. Abrams. Like, I would build a shrine in my house. I'd pray to him every Sunday
Wow.
if that's what he ended up doing with that movie, because that would be so ballsy
It'd be
and
amazing.
so amazing to like get all these, because like he's been on quoted as saying that when he read the script for The Last Jedi, he loved it so much he wished he was directing it.
Yeah.
So I
'cause it's
know-
such a good script.
I know he has reverence for that film. So that's kind of why I was thrown for a little bit of a loop when I saw, or when I heard that laugh. I was like, really?
Yeah.
You
'cause, like,
had
why
to-
why would he do that?
You had to just, okay. Because he's also the nostalgia guy a little bit.
Yeah. And I mean, more than ever, like, I wouldn't be that surprised if episode 9 had the most fan service of them all, being
Yeah.
that it is the last one.
Sure. And it's called The Rise of Skywalker, and like who knows what that means.
Yeah.
I have
mean,
I've heard every single bit of speculation about that. And
Of course.
the one thing I hope he doesn't undo in this movie is that Rey is nobody.
Yeah. It doesn't matter who her parents were.
It makes her that much more special if it's not important,
Yeah.
you know.
I feel the exact same way. Again, something we totally talked about before the
Yeah.
last one came out.
We talked about this on many episodes of this podcast.
Yeah.
Um
It's a hot topic, yo.
and so like if she ends up like taking the name Skywalker to like, honor Luke or something like that. Okay,
Yeah, maybe like
sure,
maybe they'll just like have of a scene. Cause like wait, sorry, I'm gonna backtrack.
yeah,
Carrie Fisher's in this movie, right?
yeah, yeah. They have old footage from The Force Awakens and maybe a bit from Last Jedi that wasn't used.
That they're incorporating into the movie.
Yeah, and so they're probably just gonna like CGI her clothes to be different or something like that, and then
Mm.
she'll be and then use a body double for,
Other stuff.
reverse shots and things like that. But they're not gonna full on like Peter Cushing her like they did in Rogue One.
Oh, I didn't assume that
Yeah,
anyone would ever try to do that ever again.
yeah,
Maybe she'll just like adopt Ray. I don't know.
could be. Yeah, like
That'd be cute and weird. Adopting a grown woman.
yeah. But like there was a line in The Force Awakens where Maz Kanata says the belonging you seek is not behind you, it's ahead of you. And then she says Luke, and so it's like, well, maybe that could be like a nice way to like pay that off. It's like he was like a father figure. Sure, but Han Solo was more of a father figure. I don't know. It was. I really hope there's not like you're her secret daughter, Rey Skywalker. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's
But if she's like, I'm gonna
too
take on
easy.
the name Skywalker as an homage to my mentor, then I'm kind of like, okay, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And I mean, like, does
Uh,
she have a last name?
No, well, not that we know.
Yeah, she's just Ray, right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, maybe she knows her last name.
yeah, but also maybe she just doesn't have one because she was sold as a child.
It's true. Yeah,
So why would anyone use it?
but also no one's ever asked.
True. How rude is that, right?
Like she could just very well have a last name.
Be like, hey, Finn, what's my last name?
She's like,
And
yeah,
he'd
I'm
be like,
Ray.
oh, what?
I'm Ray Calrissian.
Oh, Rise of the Calrissians.
No one saw that coming. Keeping up with the Calrissians. Lando and his like 50 illegitimate
Oh
children.
my gosh, so many.
That dude is fucked.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Like probably some robots too. If you saw Solo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That was such a weird addition to that movie. He was just in love with a robot. Anyways. So yeah, I don't know. I'm like cautiously optimistic because I'm like JJ loves to fuck with people. And so I kind of hope that like the Emperor thing is just being built up, to be more than it is. Like remember that episode of the Clone Wars where like Yoda went to the Sith planet and talked to the Darth Bane apparition.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
he was like, "I will kill you, Yoda," and he's like, "You can't. You're just a projection." And he's like, "Curses!
Foiled again.
I would have got away with it too."
Sword for you, meddling goblin.
Fun fact: Mark Hamill did the voice of Darth Bane in that episode.
Oh,
Yeah,
did he? Oh,
yeah.
that's lovely.
I know, right?
He's so talented.
So talented,
Oh, Mark.
so strong. Anyways,
Mm.
one of my coworkers is I recently got a new job in television.
In the television industry.
Yeah, so
Oh.
I won't say what channel, just to remain somewhat anonymous. But one of my coworkers, he's like hosts one of the shows, and he's quite handsome, and he knows it.
Oh, baby.
And so
So
anytime
handsome.
he walks by, like carrying like his tripod and his camera bag or anything like that, or we need help like getting some lights down in the studio or something like that, and he's carrying equipment around, we'll just be like, Dean, you're so strong. And he'll be like, oh, shut up, because he knows that he's good looking.
That's so good.
But yeah, Star Wars, cautiously optimistic.
I think that's fair.
Can't wait till the next trailer.
And like honestly, I think cautiously optimistic is how I felt about the last movie too.
Yeah,
And the last movie rocked my socks.
yeah.
Personally, I still love it real hard.
Oh, for sure. No, that movie for me was like it did everything that I was hoping they would do and never thought they would do.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I would love it if they were just like, yeah, Rey's nobody.
Yep.
I would love it if
and
they're
Snoke's
like,
nobody.
Snoke's not important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I would love it if Luke died the way that like Yoda died, where he just like disappears into nothing and his cloak floats away.
Exactly what happened.
And I was like, exactly, like it checked
But
all the
but
boxes.
in an even more grand way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And so I was just like, that was a moment where I was like, man, this Ryan Johnson, this guy really gets it.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I don't know. What else did we get? Oh, we also got a trailer for season 7 of the Clone Wars,
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
which is gonna be pretty good.
Yeah,
I think
very interested to see that.
very red.
Ahsoka's story is just so rich.
Yeah, I'm like totally ready to go back there.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was like I was like, oh, they're doing the Clone Wars again. Like that's cool. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of. It's been a while.
Especially
I'm kind of done
in the
with it.
shadow of
Yeah.
the impending episode 9, it was not as exciting.
No, and I mean, even when they did like the announcement trailer at Comic-Con last year, I had like a little bit of extra, a little bit of new footage, but not a lot. I was like, oh, that's cool that they're bringing it back. Like, I'm glad Dave Filoni gets to finish the thing that he wanted to do, but they didn't really show you much, and so I was kind of like, yeah, Clone Wars is coming back, and I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not like amped really,
Yeah, that's fair.
because also like Rebels was still finishing, and so I was kind of like invested in that more. But now I'm like, I saw that trailer and I was like, oh man, fuck, I forgot like how good that season 5 ending arc was, and like how
Yeah.
we totally got left in the dark on what happened to Ahsoka.
Yep.
And there's been some of this stuff has kind of been spoiled over the years, because I guess Dave Filoni never thought that he'd be able to do this again. So I've seen, when I was at Star Wars Celebration, I saw a panel where he talked about some uh, you know incomplete storylines that they never got to finish, and I've seen other things where he was like talking with Ashley Eckstein, who plays Ahsoka, about like what her character's arc would be. So like some of that has kind of already been revealed a little bit.
Oh.
Um, like the whole thing with the clone troopers painting their masks to have like the same like color pattern that's on her forehead. Things like that. Like this is like the garrison that she gets to command, and then they honor her that way. So like little things like that have been revealed. But like, yeah, no, I'm pretty fucking stoked, man.
That'd be great.
I just wish that they had released the trailer for The Mandalorian too.
Right, yeah, but
'Cause I saw the cell phone footage. Someone filmed it with their cell phone, and what I saw looked pretty dang good. Taika Waititi plays an IG-88 robot.
that's everything I needed in life.
So fucking good, man.
We'll see it eventually.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know we will. But yeah, from all reports of like the people who were like in the room, they're like, it's like a Sergio Leone Western with stormtroopers.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, fuck, dude, that's all, because it takes place like 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So there's like no
that's really
Empire.
quick, yeah.
There's no New Republic yet. So it's just like total like lawless edge of space kind of
crazy town.
stuff. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm on board.
It's gonna be good. But we're gonna talk about some other sci-fi today.
Indeed.
Um,
Very different sort
yeah.
of series.
It's the 40th anniversary of Alien this year. They was that a crowd cheering? Is that what you were doing? Or were you screaming?
I feel like it works out that way.
Okay. Well, you know that in space no one can hear you scream, so idiot. Oh boy.
You could edit that out.
Yeah. So it's the 40th anniversary of Alien this month, and they've been releasing these short films on YouTube, which some of them have been pretty good. There's a couple that were kind of like meh, but a couple that were like, oh, those are pretty decent. So we figured, since we haven't seen Avengers yet because it's not out. I'm going this Saturday. You haven't got tickets yet.
No.
Probably won't be able to see it and record an episode by the time the month is over.
No.
And if we keep doing like bad superhero movies every time there's a new superhero movie in theaters, we're gonna run out of bad superhero movies real fast.
Yeah.
There's like a new superhero movie every other fucking month. So we were like, you know what? Let's not do the obvious tie-in and talk about something to kind of, you know, tie into the Avengers movie. Let's watch a classic alien film. So we watched Alien 3.
Director's cut.
This is rumor control. Here are the facts. A 337 model EEV crash landed here on the morning watch. There was one survivor, 2 dead, and a droid that was hopelessly smashed beyond repair. The survivor is a woman. 25 prisoners in this facility. All scum. Just because they've taken on religion doesn't make them any less dangerous. Let me see if I have this correct, Lieutenant. It's an 8-foot creature of some kind with acid for blood, and it arrived on your spaceship. It kills on sight and is generally unpleasant.
When they first heard about this thing, it was crew expendable. The next time they sent in Marines, they were expendable too. What makes you think they're gonna care about a bunch of lifers who found God at the ass end of space? Might kill you just for having seen it.
Ripley.
Because they won't kill it.
We give you thanks, O Lord. Wrath is come, the time is near for us to be judged. The apocalypse is upon us. Let us be ready. Let your mercy be just.
Yeah, so we watched it's not the director's cut.
Oh, my bad.
The version we watched, it used to be called the special edition, and now I think the official title is the assembly cut.
The assembly cut.
David Fincher has gone on to be an amazing director in his own right. But this was like his first feature, and I think he's basically disowned it at this point. Because he felt like he got shafted pretty hard by the studio on it. So
Rough.
yeah. So he had nothing to do with the version of the film that we watched, but it was put together by, I believe, one of the producers on the film and someone who had a lot to do with making like the bonus material for the Alien Anthology DVD box set and Blu-ray box set. They kind of worked from his, like, David Fincher's notes and kind of put the movie together as best they could. And he kind of gave them his blessing to do that. And tried to emulate his, original kind of vision for the movie as much as possible.
Huh.
And I think it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
I do. It's been a while since I've seen the theatrical version. Because usually when I watch Alien 3, I kind of just watch this one. Because it's just better. Theatrical version is shorter. I'll give it that.
Yeah, this was a bit of a long one.
Yeah. It's like 220. And it could, I'll give it this, it could be shorter, but the theatrical version just kind of doesn't make any sense a lot of the time. Like they cut out the whole bit in the assembly cut. they cut out the bit where Golic goes back and opens up the chamber and lets it out.
So then it's just out again all of a sudden.
Yeah, or maybe they never even trapped it. Like that whole bit may have.
I mean, what was the point of that whole thing? Like the aliens loose in the prison
Mm-hmm.
thing on the deserted planet, and they make a plan to trap it. And obviously things go awry and a lot of people die, but they do trap it. And then the crazy dude just lets it out, and then they're kind of just back at square one.
Yeah.
If it like, I mean, what was the point of that aside from just the alien got to kill more people?
Yeah, well, it's not. Look, the movie isn't without its flaws. Um, I, I think there was a bit where they send the message to the company being like, "Hey, we trapped this thing. Can we kill it?" And they're like, "No, no, 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 no. Don't kill it.
Don't do that.
We're coming right away." So it kind of moves the plot forward a little bit in that sense, but it also kind of pays off that character a little more because in
Which character? Sorry,
Garlic,
Garlic. Yeah.
because in the theatrical version he's just gone because they cut like that's the scene where he dies.
Yeah.
He opens it up and
course.
he's like, because he's crazy. He thinks it's a dragon and he's worshiping it because he thinks it's like telling him what to do.
Yeah.
And so he kills a bunch of people to get to it, and then it just kills him. But in the theatrical version, he just disappears at some point. Like he's just not in any more scenes.
Yeah.
You know, so there's things like that where it just doesn't
pan out.
yeah, it doesn't flow as well. And like the opening of the movie is weird. Like it opens the same way with like the credits intercutting with the ship ejecting and crashing. But then it keeps intercutting with like shots of the wreckage, and then you get the text of like, you know, Sergeant Hicks, deceased, unidentified girl, deceased, that kind of stuff. You don't get like any dialogue for like the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Oh wow.
And I like it way better with like the doctor walking around on the beach, finds Ripley. She's like totally black,
Yep.
like just like all covered in something black. I don't know what.
Either like soot from the fire of the wreckage, or
Yeah.
or like mild frostbite. Maybe we're not really sure.
Yeah,
She
she
also-
looks gross.
And she's fucking covered in lice.
So many lice.
I don't know, something's up with that planet where there's just lice all the time, so everyone has to shave all the time. It's pretty gross.
42 emails. Yeah, it's nasty, but I love the opening. I love the cinematography in that opening bit. This whole movie actually, for the most part, looks really good.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, David Fincher is, you know, one of the best like visual directors working today, but also some of the earlier stuff was shot by the same DP that did Blade Runner.
Oh.
Yeah, who had to leave due to Parkinson's
Shit.
partway through the movie. What's his name? Cronenworth? Jordan Cronenworth?
Jordan Cronenworth.
Cronenworth? I think that's him. And I can't remember who took over after that. But also pretty talented cinematographer. But yeah, there's like a lot of like really great mood lighting.
Yeah,
You know,
big
like
time.
like when the dude's in the tunnel, the dude that falls into the fan.
Yeah.
There's like great low shots of that long tunnel with the fan at the end. The whole movie is like really kind of ugly in
Yeah.
a
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
way. It's like kind of orange and brown, and yeah,
It's very grimy. Yeah.
very grimy. The blood in this movie has some good blood in it.
It does. Yeah, there's a lot of like huge splashes of blood.
Yeah.
Like,
Like the dude that falls through the fan.
yeah, that was gory as hell.
You get a huge splash of blood like right into the camera. The dude that there's a shot where the dude is like running down the hallway at the end, and he like just makes it to the door, and then the alien gets him. And just
Yeah.
like you see his legs just like fly up in the air, and it's like blood everywhere.
Yeah, so
A
gruesome.
lot of good stuff. But I don't know. What did you think of the movie? You've seen this before, obviously.
Yeah, but it had been a really long time. I remembered parts of it as we were going, but I didn't remember quite everything. Like last time I saw this movie was probably like 13, and I had just watched the first and second one.
Yeah.
And we were marathoning this shit.
Oh yeah, we used to do those every now and then.
Yes, the Alien marathons.
Four movies in a row.
It was not short.
Those were good times.
Oh yeah, good stuff. That sounded sarcastic, but it was actually those were really fun. All night movie marathons.
I think that was the first time I stayed up until the sun came up.
That's right. I remember that. I remember you saying this is the first time I've not slept,
Yeah.
and me being like, "Fuck you," because I've done it lots of times, and not always by choice.
Yeah, just like we were like got done watching the last one. I'm like, oh, the sun's coming up. And this was like probably in the summer, so the sun probably came up at like 5 a.m.
Well,
So
yeah,
it wasn't-
probably.
yeah, that was good time.
That was a fun aside. Anyway, back to the movie.
Yeah, so your general thoughts on it.
Yeah. Like, I don't really. It's not like super great to me. But then also like it's what I want out of an Alien movie.
Yeah.
Like, and I agree with you. Like, it is like quite gorgeous, but I am a lot less visually oriented when it comes to movies.
Mm.
And like there's every once in a while where the music kind of stood out to me as like that was an interesting choice.
I really like the score, especially the very end.
The very end gets good. There were a few parts in the middle where I was kind of like, that's.
Like Elliot Goldenthal's a really good composer.
I think it was just that there were a few times where like there would be kind of like metallic percussion going on in the music that I would have to really concentrate to understand wasn't part of the scene,
Right.
which gets that can be very distracting for me. But yeah, ultimately like it's fine to me. I prefer other Alien movies.
Oh
for
yeah.
sure,
Well, I mean,
so-
it's in like a tough spot where like Alien is like pretty close to, or as close as you can get to being like a perfect movie
it's very excellent.
in terms of like, especially like in the realm of sci-fi. It's like it's fantastic, and then it's also an amazing horror movie at the same time. So it's up against that, and then it's up against Aliens, which is like one of, if not the greatest sequel ever made.
Yeah.
It does everything that a good sequel should do, which is expand on the mythology without taking anything away from what came before. Move the story forward in a new direction. Introduce new characters that you love as much as the returning characters.
Yep.
And give you a taste of what you loved in from the first movie, but in a new and different way. You know, Terminator 2 does that, which is also a James Cameron movie. Empire Strikes Back does that.
Oh yeah, big time.
Last Jedi also does that.
Mm-hmm.
This is, it. So actually, on this note, going back So on the Star Wars thing.
Okay.
No, this ties in.
All right.
Like, people were complaining about fan service, and I listened to a podcast that Kevin Smith was doing, which time he was like, sequels are all fan service, man. That's all a sequel is. Because you liked the first thing, and so the sequel is just like, well, here's that thing again. And I'm like, no, like that's what bad sequels are.
Yeah.
Like good sequels do what I just said, right?
Yeah.
Like, Empire Strikes Back is in no way you like Star Wars? Well, here it is all over again. Like, no, it's a totally different movie.
Yeah.
Did you hate how boring Star Trek the motion picture was? Well, here's Wrath of Khan. Like, totally different, right?
Yeah.
Temple of Doom is weird.
We don't need to get into Temple of Doom right now. It is too late at night to be thinking about fucking Temple of
Sorry,
Doom.
I have a Raiders poster directly across from me, and I was like, Raiders is a great movie. Temple of Doom is even no, it's not.
Nope.
Nope.
Not
No,
quite.
no.
But Alien.
So Alien 3, I think, kind of suffers from having to follow, two of those. There's like
It doesn't exactly do any of the things that you listed.
Yeah, it's like a really solid opening band that for whatever reason had to play after the headliners.
Yeah, like no one. It's like great job.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Like it's like a band like who's a small band that I like. Fuck, dude, I don't know.
It's too late at night for this shit.
It is too late at night for this shit. It's like, okay, so it's like if you were, oh no, but they're really good. The National, who's less good than the National?
Who's less good than the National?
Yeah. Or like Radiohead.
Who's less good than Radiohead?
I mean, like a lot of bands, maybe not anymore, but in that kind of vein,
In the vein of Radiohead?
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Like Half Moon Run?
Sure. Okay. Half Moon Run. Really good band.
Yeah, they're great.
I enjoy them a lot.
I've seen them live. They're tight.
Yeah. But if you had just watched Radiohead
Wouldn't give a fuck about
and
them.
then like Half Moon Run's coming on, you'd be like, eh.
Yep.
Alien is Radiohead. The National is Aliens. Alien 3 is Half Moon Run.
And someone just fucked
There's-
up the order.
There's like 6 people listening to this podcast that will get this reference.
And good for them.
Good for you guys. Yeah. Should have gone with like classic rock bands or something. Like, I don't know. All right. So, but you know what I mean? It's like you just had 2 movies that are really great in their own right, and then you have to try and follow that up again. Not to mention the fact that they didn't really have a script when they started shooting,
Well, that's not a good thing.
and it was being rewritten as they were going. And
Also
you had
not a good
first-time director that the studio didn't trust.
Yep.
Yep. So it's like all these things. Like the fact that even a watchable movie came out of this is kind of a miracle. But like I on the Blu-ray, there's a thing where you can hear like what the movie was originally supposed to be, and it's kind of interesting.
Oh.
So and you can kind of see how they like carried over these parallels. Like it was supposed to be a planet of monks originally.
Oh.
It's like the prisoners in the movie, they're prisoners, but they've like found God or whatever. So they got this like deep like religious thing kind of
And
going.
one of the prominent figures calls everyone brothers.
Yeah.
And calls Ripley a sister.
Sister, yeah. But yeah, so they're supposed to be on this planet that was like a man-made planet. that had like central core of technology that controlled like the atmosphere and the gravity and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, it was like kind of this wooden planet floating in space, where men who wanted to escape all the terrors of the technological world that they lived in would go to this place and be monks basically. And it's like, like the movie was supposed to open and you think you were in the Middle Ages, and then the spaceship crashes in a lake that's at the top of this planet.
I wonder if that would have been better or not.
I mean, it would have been more interesting in
True.
a lot of ways, because I've never seen anything like that in a science fiction movie. And then there's this whole like, you've got the alien and you got Ripley, and she looks at it from the scientific perspective, and they're looking at it, they think it's a demon or the devil or something like that. It's come to get them. Is punishing them because there's a woman there, and like that kind of thing, right? So, yeah. So, and the idea of like having an alien and Ripley kind of came from that, and there's gonna be a scene where they're trying to catch the alien, and it's in this wheat field, and it's kind of like that scene in The Lost World where the raptors are like, you like see like from the top down. These like someone must have stolen this. Like someone must have like worked on Alien 3 in pre-pro, and then when they were doing The Lost World was also somehow working on that movie, and like went up to Spielberg and was like, hey, dig this, because like there's like storyboards of like the wheat kind of parting as the aliens running towards.
It's a great shot.
Yeah, so it's a cool idea. And then at the end they set it on fire, and then Ripley ends up walking into the fire instead of falling into the lead. And they douse the the alien. They have like a glass like foundry.
Ooh.
And so they douse it in glass, and then it comes out covered in glass, and then they pour cold water on it and it explodes. So there's a lot of like parallels to what eventually happened.
Mm-hmm. Instead of glassworks in the movie, the planet there's like this huge lead foundry, and so they douse it in tons of molten lead, but then it busts out, and then once it gets splashed with water, it expands and explodes. Yeah, interesting.
So that could have been cool. I don't know. I like the atmosphere in the movie. I like the mood and the setting. I think like we were watching it, and there's this character played by Charles Dance, who a lot of people probably would know at this point from Game of Thrones.
Oh, is he in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, he's Tywin Lannister. He was in. He died.
Well, they all died.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
It's not really a spoiler. Season 3 or 4, I can't remember. I think he dies, but he was like the patriarch of the Lannister family.
Was he the one who was like doing his sister?
No.
No.
That would be like his son. He's their father.
Oh yes. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So most people would know him from Game of Thrones, but like he's in this movie. He plays the Doctor.
He's good.
And he's like so good. Really underappreciated actor probably.
He brings so much presence to every scene he's in this movie.
There's this very like intense calmness to him.
Yeah.
When he's like performing an autopsy, on Newt, or when he's in the meeting with the
Supt.
Yeah, the superintendent. He's like, I'm going to leave now. I find you aggravating to be around, or something like that, right? Like,
yeah,
this guy's yelling at him, calling him an idiot. You're a fuck up. Because it turns out that he was like addicted to morphine and ended up accidentally killing a lot of people because he was like high on shift. One day.
Yeah, he had worked like a 36-hour shift, and then as soon as he got up, he got fucked up from like he got himself fucked up from working a big 36-hour shift, right?
Oh, yeah, and then he went to the bar and got drunk, and then they called him back because like a oil factory exploded or something like
Yeah,
that.
and he went back to work
Yeah,
drunk.
and he overprescribed painkillers to killed like 11 people or something like that. So
Yeah.
So, of course, the superintendent knows this, and he's like calling him a fuck up, and he's like, this, the only reason you're here is because no one else will take you, and he's just kind of sitting there taking it in like this really calm way, and he's like, I think I'd better leave. I find you, infuriating to be around. Oh,
And there's
then-
such intensity in that line, but he
Yeah.
delivers it in this with that calmness. It's It's
and-
good.
Yeah,
It's good.
and then him and Ripley sleep together at one point early on, and there's a really funny line which I gotta use at some point. Something about?
I appreciate your affection.
Oh yeah, I appreciate your affection. he's like getting out of bed. He's like, I appreciate your affection. Even if they did come at a point where you dodge my question or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's really great, and the guy that played Duncan, is that the guy?
Dylan.
Dylan. Guy who played Dylan's great too.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Both Charleses.
Oh, the Charleses.
Yeah, no, it's a hard movie to follow sometimes because it's like a lot of like bald dudes running around corridors.
A lot. Especially at the end.
Yeah.
Especially for the last
Yeah.
hour.
Like the geography, like you have no idea where you are.
Nope.
You just know that they got to get it into this thing so they can push it into another thing and trap it and then cover it in lead. And there's just a bunch of bald dudes running around corridors getting eaten, and they're
And
trying.
they don't even know where they are.
Yeah.
Like literally no one knows where they're at, where they are, what they're doing.
Yeah. In the end, there's only one guy that lives. I can't remember his name. I think it might be Morse.
Maybe.
Morse.
can't
Morse. Yeah,
remember.
something like that. He's got the best line delivery in the history of cinema. Go on YouTube and find a clip of where the warden gets eaten or the superintendent gets eaten. Actually, I'll see if I can put in the audio here.
Lieutenant Ripley,
It's here. You got Clemens.
stop this raving at once.
I'm
Stop
telling you. It's here.
it. Here and get that foolish woman back to the infirmary.
Fuck!
Guy gets pulled into the ceiling, and there's just like blood dripping, and everyone freaks out, and it just like there's this long pause, and the dude's standing there holding a chair.
And,
just
and
go-
this was like the reveal to the entire population that there was an alien there.
Yeah. And
And
it's
then hard cut.
and it just hard cuts to a dude like mopping up the puddle of blood, and it's just like that's so funny and like brilliant. Like it's a brilliant acting choice, and it's a brilliant editing choice
Yep.
to cut it that way. Oh my god, it's good. But yeah, I don't know. Alien 3 overall, it's it's your pretty standard. We haven't really gotten to the plot too much.
Yeah, well,
But-
I feel like one of the things that it suffers from is just kind of it feels to me like there's kind of a lack of focus.
Yeah.
And that is both in the plot and just in like the characters, because it's a very strange and new environment, and then Ripley shows up, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the inciting incident, is that Ripley's there, which happens right at the beginning. But I feel like
Mhm.
we already know Ripley. We already know what all that shit's about. But our window into kind of the inner workings of this place is Charles Dance's character, Clemens.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was so much the writing, or if it was just that he had so much presence, but it really felt like he was supposed to be kind of the main character for part of the movie
Yeah, I mean,
to me.
like you said, he's definitely somewhat of like the audience, surrogate character in a
Yeah,
way. Like
yeah, absolutely.
he's the one that brings you into this world. I mean, he's the first person you see in the movie.
Yeah. And he drives a lot of the plot along.
Yeah, and it's a shock when he goes as early as he goes.
It
It's like
feels
less than an hour into the
really
movie, I
sudden
think,
and
right?
really unceremonious, where he's just
Yeah.
taken from us.
And then the focus shifts to Dylan. And it's like, man, like we really could have, like it would have been great to have that guy in the movie later. Like there are moments where I'm like, it'd be good to have him around
Yep.
right now to kind of lend some. But I think because like he gets killed in the infirmary, and then Ripley runs down the hallway to the mess hall, and she's like, "It's here. Killed Clements." And then the superintendent's like, "You get that woman out of here." And then the alien comes down and kills him right away too. And so these were like the only two sort of official forms of authority
Mm-hmm.
on the place, because obviously there's the Dylan character who is the
Unofficial authority.
unofficial authority. He's the leader of the prisoners, right?
Yeah.
If he was
Kind of this like spiritual leader.
the spiritual leader, yeah, he's their bishop or their whatever,
Reverend.
the reverend, yeah. But he's the one that everyone looks up to. He's the chief, right? And then there's the actual like the warden, the jail warden, because the setting is that they're on this planet that used to be a maximum security prison, and then the company was like, it's just a money suck, we're gonna shut it down. A bunch of the prisoners found God, and they're like, hey, we want to stay, we don't want to
Go back to
civilization.
civilization.
Civilization or another prison or whatever. And so basically they were allowed to stay on as like a custodial staff, because I guess there was like it's a refinery, so I guess they can make smelt and make enough money to warrant sending a supply ship every 6 months.
I guess so, yeah.
But so it's like them, and then there's like a warden and a second in command, who they nickname 85 because that's his IQ.
Not high.
Yeah. And so those two die right away, and then there's only 85 left. And that's kind of when it's like, okay, all the authority figures are gone. 85's not gonna do anything.
Not doing anything well, at least.
Yeah, he kind of helps Ripley use the bioscanner to find out that there's a queen in her, and they send the messages to the company. But other than that, he's kind of useless, right? Like he doesn't do a whole lot.
No.
And that's kind of when Dylan takes over as the co-lead. But yeah, it's a hard shift, because you follow Charles Dance around for so much of the beginning of the movie. That it's
like a lot.
Yeah, it's very abrupt when he just goes, and I think that might be due to the fact that they didn't have a script finished.
It seems probable. Yeah.
Because I think in the original draft, when they were monks, that character kind of stuck around for the whole thing. I don't know. Anything else you wanted to touch on?
Just the fact that like all the inmates are all of the inmates are double Y chromosomes.
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't have to say much about it, but I just thought that's a weird thing that I don't know why that choice was made.
Yeah, I didn't have the chance to look up if this is like a real mutation that happens in real life or not.
I don't think so.
I don't think it is either, but I think basically what I would, because they're like the warden says it, and I mean they admit it themselves too. They're murderers and rapists, and like the worst of the worst kind of. But I guess the double Y chromosome would be, maybe heightens those traits.
But like, isn't that kind of what? Why? How?
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
It seemed like a weird, dumb thing to me
Yeah.
to just be like, oh, they're extra men, which is bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe it was to be like, well, they're um pre
They have a predisposition.
predisposition for that kind of behavior. I don't know why that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a weird thing.
It's already a maximum security prison.
Yeah,
It could just be a bunch of bad guys, right? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really ever explained.
No.
They just kind of throw it out there every now and then.
Which is kind of how I just kind of felt about a lot of the movie. We're just
Yeah.
kind of like, just gonna throw that out there,
Yeah.
and then we move on.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about it.
Yeah, that was our impression of Alien 3.
Alien 3, the assembly cut,
Assembly cut.
I think is, if you're going to watch Alien 3, this is absolutely the way to watch it. I think if you haven't seen Alien 3 in a while, definitely revisit the assembly cut. I think it's worth another look. I think it's kind of underappreciated.
Just make sure you set aside enough time.
Yeah, I think it's kind of written off as being bad. Like, just like, oh yeah, Alien 3, it's just bad. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm like, yeah, take another look. I think it deserves another look. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm gonna say, I don't know. Like, I can't really say it's craptacular.
No, because
It's not.
any of the things that were good about it were just good. They weren't like so bad that they were hilariously good, right?
Yeah.
And it's also not just a horrible movie, right? Like it's still everything that I would want out of an Alien movie, really.
Yeah.
It's just not as good as the other Alien movies. It's hard not to
Yeah.
compare. So really, I think we're only left with calling it a good movie.
Yeah. Breakfast Club fist bump.
There it is.
That's the assembly cut though. The theatrical cut kind of sucks. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we would lean more towards the shit factor if we
Yeah.
had watched that version.
Yeah. And like in that one, like the alien comes out of a dog. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, and the size shifting is way more evident in that theatrical version too. Like it comes out of a
Oh.
dog and it's tiny, and it appears way smaller for way longer. And this one, most of the time, it's like a dude in a suit.
Yeah.
Like it's human size, and there's just a couple weird shots where it's like, okay, it kind of looks small. But what do you think Rotten Tomatoes gave it?
We give it like
Bear in mind, this is probably for the theatrical version.
oh yeah,
Um,
that's right.
but-
Yeah. Is it like 28?
Oh no, it's higher than that.
Oh, okay, it's like 42.
Yeah.
Whoa. Damn it. I was gonna say 42. And then you're like, it was probably for the theatrical version. And then I was like, that one probably sucks way more.
Yeah.
42. Hey.
It was 42. Great job.
So proud of myself.
All right. Yeah, let's wrap it up. If you like the show, thank you for listening, first of all. If you like the show, one of the best ways to help us out is to just tell a friend who you think might like the show. You know, maybe go into their phone, open their podcast app, download a bunch of episodes for them.
It is very fun knowing friends' passcodes.
Yeah, you just download podcasts for them, which is like a nice prank.
Yeah.
It's like a nice prank that you can do.
It's like, I broke into your house and made your bed.
Yeah. Sorry
Gotcha.
about your front door. Yeah, no, yeah, word of mouth is honestly the best way. You know, tweet about it, share it on Facebook or whatever. If you still use Facebook, if you want your mom to listen to the podcast, I guess share it on Facebook.
Which you do.
And what you do, your mom would love this podcast. Your mom finds us adorable and charming.
That got weird.
um, give us a review on iTunes and a 5-star rating. Really, the 5-star rating is the most important part. You can say whatever you want in the review. Doesn't really.
All I want
Make a
is
difference.
to have a string of 5-star reviews that are like, this podcast is shit. 5 stars.
5 stars.
I wouldn't listen to this ever again, and no one else should. 5 stars.
I wouldn't listen to this podcast with your ears. 5 stars.
I want that.
Yeah.
Please, someone do that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the probably the second best way you can help out. We are on all of the podcast listening places. That includes Apple Podcasts, Google Play, iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, probably. I can't remember. I think we are.
We should check.
No one uses Stitcher. Doesn't matter.
I don't know what Stitcher is.
Exactly. So we're on all the podcast getting places. Yeah, check us out anywhere. Share it around. If you want to support the show, we have a Patreon. It's like real cheap. Super cheap.
Dirt cheap.
It's cheaper than a cup of coffee and a fridge kid a month.
A fridge kid?
Yeah, you know, like World Vision. You get like a picture of a kid to put in your fridge, and like, for the price of just a cup of coffee a day.
It's like a
You can
kid that you find in a fridge, like in a dump somewhere, that like if you hadn't found them, they would fucking die.
Yeah. It's way cheaper than taking care of a weird dump kid. Find a kid in a dump? That's where your mind went?
Where else would you find a kid in a fridge?
I don't know. The Brick?
Well, I don't go to the Brick, so there.
Kid's hiding from his parents, and you're like, oh man, this looks like a spacious fridge. Oh my God. And he's like, shh. I'm running away.
And that's why I don't go to the Brick.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Freaking Gollum children.
Yeah. No, like the kids where you get the letters from them, and it's like, oh, I'm so happy to, thank you for the photo. My name is so and so, and I live in a village that's 9 miles away from water, which means I have to walk, and it's so sad. And then at the bottom of the letter, it's like, written by a World Vision employee.
Yep. The real
Yeah.
one would probably read, thank you for the donkey. Now I am the target of everyone everyone else in my poor village.
Yes, everyone was trying to steal my donkey.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's cheaper than a World Vision kid. It's cheaper than a cup of coffee a month.
We should just stick with cup of coffee, I think, next time.
Yeah.
Just go with cup of coffee and move on.
But I mean, it sent us on such a hilarious tangent.
Hijinks.
All right. Well, wow. Okay.
It is now later
It is so late.
than when we started.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Next month we're gonna be back with one that I've been looking forward to doing since we started this podcast.
Since we started,
This is like 3 years in the making here.
and you had to wait 28 episodes?
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. We will be watching.
Wait.
Should I announce
Wait
it
for
right
it?
away? I'll do it. I'll let people know.
Okay.
We're gonna watch the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie next,
Oh, baby.
which is a movie that I watched so much as a kid.
And listen to the soundtrack for.
Oh yeah. Dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun.
So good.
Come with me. Down, 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 down. So bad. All right. Yeah, no, I'm so stoked to do this movie.
It'll be great.
I haven't seen it in a while. I hope it's as awesome as I remember it being when I was a kid.
We will find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. But Godzilla King of the Monsters comes out next month, and so I was like, oh, this is the perfect excuse to watch Ferris Bueller fight Godzilla. So
Perfect.
there's the bit at the end with all the baby Godzillas and they're running around
We'll get
Madison
to it.
Square.
We'll get
Oh,
to
it's so
We'll get
good.
to
All right. And Jean Reno is in
we'll
it.
get
He's
to it.
French.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Like, oh. Yeah. Harry Shears. Oh, yeah. No, okay. So that's what we're going to be doing next month. So, yeah, look out for that. And until next time, keep watching crap. It's amazing we made it 28 episodes without a fart noise.
Welcome to Retro Craptacular Nights. Clink.
All right, let's do this.